Welcome to 3D Learning Animal Rights Video 5, talking about the rights of pets, the rights of animals to have a good quality of life versus just some owner who wants a special kind of idea in a pet. We're in the middle. This is number 5. There are 10 videos in this series. In this, we have the discussion. We're at the discussion level. You have the title. You have some ideas about the title, information you would have from the title. And you've got some discussion ideas already. And now we have 3 levels of discussion. Each level is progressively more challenging. The first level is about the story, basic information. The second one is about personal information or personal experience. And the third one is more random, abstract. And so you have an increasingly difficult idea. Students, you should follow this idea when you're talking. And I encourage teachers, if you are a teacher, that you make students do this. It's very important because it's not about one sentence, it's about full ideas, and in the debate you want to have that structure. So the formula is 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. And what does that mean? One 7-word answer, or as a statement. So when you start talking, you make a statement. Number 1, if somebody asks you a question, you make a statement, that's the answer, followed by 3 sentences of support. Information is number 1. And so you have statement and then 3 statements about the first statement. Add 2 7-word sentences to build ideas for the next question. So now, remember, questions are your direction to change your direction or to continue and get more information. And so what we want to do in class is we want to practice this 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, or all the time 1 plus 3. Give a statement, add information. It's a really good practice. And then if you want to change your conversation, you are in control. Add information about what direction you want to go. Otherwise, it's really, really hard. Your direction is changing too fast. And so it's a really good formula. And at this point, you want to ask the questions, add 3, give 2, and ask the next question. 7 sentences, 7 words or longer. Continue this pattern until each level is complete. There are 3 of them. Students, you should take notes. Always take notes. Okay? Take notes, write ideas. Always be in that mode, the note-taking mode. Because as people take answers, you write ideas. Anytime you have a discussion with other people, you are not talking all the time. Other people are talking. You take notes. Make notes. Even short notes. 1 word, 2 words, who is doing it? And then you can say, instead of I think, no, you said this. And this is also true. Or I disagree. Remember, we want disagreement. We like disagreement in this idea. Don't let students do less than at least 3 plus 4. 3 plus 1. Encourage disagreements. Encourage disagreements because disagreeing is, everybody loves to be agreeable. But when you're preparing for debate, when you're developing critical thinking, you have to be disagreeable. Not because you're a bad person, but rather you are just disagreeing and you want to make your statement, I am right. I disagree with you. What do you have to support for your disagreement? So that's what we want to do. Encourage students with make statements about facts, not assumptions. It's easy to assume. And assume means, well, I think. I think and I assume, and you make assumptions which are not true. But then you have to defend your truth. So what is true? Remember what I asked before. What is true to you? That was in another video earlier. What is true to you? And so when you disagree, you have to find some facts to support your disagreement. That means you have to go and find some answers. And so as you prepare for this week, you want to look at the answers, find support for your disagreement. Okay? Always challenge assumptions. So write long answers. That's number one, is the hardest for anybody. It doesn't matter who you are. Writing long answers is kind of time consuming, and you have to think hard, and you're going to get a headache. But that's not always a bad thing. You have your vocabulary. If you look in the story, it's a short story, and it has arguments that you can use. So go back to the story, look at the original story, look at links from the original story, and ask these questions. Student 1, ask these questions. Add student 2, statement plus 3. Too much, okay? 2 more information. If you do this, student 1 will ask the question. Student 2 will give an answer plus 3, that's 4. And then, because the question's already next, add 2 ideas about the second question before you ask it. So you would say, are these the only dogs in the show? Probably not. Give 3 ideas about your answer. Why do you say no? What's your support? What do you think? What is your support? 3 ideas to support your answer. Okay, you look at question 2. I like birds more than dogs. Okay? I like reptiles because blah blah blah. Chameleons are really nice. I suggest people get chameleons. So talk about traits that you would like, and then say, what traits would you like in an animal? So give information first and then question. Do that with every level, every question. Round and round and round your team. Always taking notes. Taking notes about everybody's answer. Doesn't have to be long grammar. This isn't a grammar class. This is taking notes so that you can go back and say, oh, you said this. So that's very, very important. Would you buy a specially bred dog? Why or why not? Not a hard, I wouldn't buy a specially bred dog because I think many breeds makes better character and healthier dog. What breed of a dog would you choose? Well, would you take a Labradoodle? I like Labradors and I don't like poodles. But Labradoodle? I know my friend has a Cockapoo, and I wouldn't have one of those either. So, use as much as vocabulary. This is level 2. Write long answers. I can't say that enough, because writing long answers, writing creates memory. So the longer you write your answer, the better your memory. That goes together. Okay? So what is the most prestigious item you have ever owned? This is an item, not a dog or a cat. prestigious. Okay, that's vocabulary. So, prestigious. What breeds make you nervous? So this is kind of a generic. This is what breeds make you nervous. You know, pit bulls. Everybody hates pit bulls. What about you? Have you ever had a pet? I've had many, many pets because my children love animals, and there's so many. I even had a hedgehog, and my friend had a hedgehog. She really loved it. I don't know why. So what breed is most popular in your country? Again, level 3, write long answers. This is repeat. So the questions are, what can we learn from this story? What can we learn? Now you have to think abstractly a little bit. Did we learn that rich people, okay? This one is easy. You know, level 3 is easy to get those 3 extra things because if you read the story, there are many ideas there. Is this phenomenon a problem? What about in today's society? Should we ban breeds which have excessive health issues? Some places, they ban pit bulls because they're too dangerous. Not because they're dangerous. Pit bulls are very, very nice. But they're bred to be dangerous. And so, because they're bred to be dangerous, some places ban them. There are many other breeds that are just as dangerous. But pit bulls are fighting dogs. That's what they're bred to do. Should we ban breeds which have excessive health issues? Health issues like the Frenchie with excessive, right? Breathing issues. Lots of breeds that have excessive issues. So how do we change culture to prefer breeds with better traits? It's not that we should hate dogs or not use dogs, or cats or snakes or birds, but how do we change the culture to prefer breeds with better traits? Those who, maybe the crow. We should breed crows because, and parrots, parakeets, you know, parrots and macaws, they can learn to talk, so we can teach them. They're smart ones. And there's some nice dogs. They're not always pretty dogs, but they're smart. What about the no barking dog? Why not? How do we change our culture? What social problems can we see mirrored in this story? Social problems and pet owning. Isn't there something that puts them together? How can we stop the craze for specialty breeds from happening in our society? People go crazy for specialty breeds. And specialty breeds doesn't mean that the dog is healthy. Why don't we focus on healthy pets rather than pets with issues? Just because we like the look. You know, we cut dogs' tails or ears. It's very painful. That's called cropping. And why do we do that? We don't like long ears or floppy ears. We don't like the long tails. I think we should let the dogs, cats, horses, a lot of these animals, we need to just leave them be the way they are. What do you think? So answer these with long answers. And use as much vocabulary from the story as you can, because then you can practice the vocabulary. Remember in your paragraph, in your outline, you did that, right? So we want to do that. So this week you have answered a lot of questions. 6 and 4 and 4. I think that's what? 16. And they are not always easy questions. And you want to have 3 support sentences for each question. In your speaking, you want to add 2 sentences to change the direction and ask the question. Don't just ask the question. Don't just ask the question. add information first and then ask the question. 1, 3, 2, 1. 1, 3, 2, 1. Do that. That's what you practiced. You added more information because of the formula to communicate your whole idea. Most of the time, when it comes to arguments and agreement, arguments and disagreements or challenges and debates, is whole ideas are not spoken. Only pieces of ideas. And so speaking with 3 support issues, 3 support sentences, plus 2, and then ask the question, that helps your whole idea to be communicated. And you've expanded ideas to reflect your opinions. Everybody has an opinion. You have a right to it. Doesn't mean you have to agree with everybody. So disagree with your teammates. Disagree with your classmates. And give some support why you disagree. Practice that in class. We'll see you in video 6.